Marks the 125th episode for Canadian TV show Heartland. This is an impressive milestone, which makes it the longest-running one-hour drama in Canadian history. That's so huge. Joining us today to talk about the record-setting season, Graham Wardle, who plays heartthrob Ty Borden on the show. Do you like being described that way?
You know, people have said that before, and it's like, what do you say to that? I don't think so. I mean, I think I do my job, and I'm happy to do it. So
the girls like you.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, let's face it. So we're calling you a heartthrob, but let's not eclipse this point here. The longest one-hour drama, longest-running one-hour drama in Canadian history. 20 years ago, Street Legal, 124 episodes. Now you guys approaching 125th. I mean, that's got to feel incredible for you.
Yeah, you know, I didn't watch Street Legal. I was very young, but it feels a little before my time. But it feels good to be a part of history, and I'm really grateful to be a part of the show, and everybody's really happy that we've hit this landmark. So awesome, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it's somewhat hard for you to be objective, but what do you think it is? What is the quality, or what are the qualities about Heartland that people have just latched onto?
Well, I think you mentioned it earlier, was that, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that is hard for people, and Heartland is a show that it has a lot of family values, and to me it feels warm. It feels like if I was to use a metaphor, it would be like you're curling up on the couch with a blanket and a cup of hot cocoa, and you feel good while you're watching it. And I think some of the values and some of the stories and the scenery makes you feel good, and it really focuses on a family element that I think a lot of television shows don't really focus on, and we don't really have a lot of that. So we're proud to make a show that people can watch together.
And the scenery you speak of is, you guys shoot right here in Alberta, just south of the city.
Yep.
Do you feel part of the community now? You're here for so many months during the year. You went through the floods with everybody.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. Yeah, I do feel like this is my home in some sense. I know it's not where I really want to put my roots. I'm a West Coaster, West Coast by the ocean. I like the ocean. But I do really enjoy it here, and that was one of the, speaking of the floods, that was one of the most intense and beautiful things at the same time because of how people came together. Yeah. You would walk by somebody on the street and you could just nod at them, and they would nod back, and they would acknowledge you just because everybody was in it. And, you know, it was really cool in that sense.
And you guys gave back to the community at that time.
Oh, absolutely.
As well.
Yeah, we did a fundraiser, and High River, where we have one of our sets, really got hit bad, obviously. Right. And the set was, you know, was up to the top of the door in water. Wow. So, and people lost their homes and everything, obviously, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. Okay,
so take us back to you auditioning for this role.
Okay.
Do you remember? I mean, do you remember being up for it?
Yeah.
I mean, what did you know about the character then? How, you know, who were you up against? How?
Well, actually, a funny story is Bo Murchoff, who played one of the characters in the show in the season 1 there. He was up against me in the audition room, and he asked for a smoke because I bought a pack of cigarettes for the audition, because in the scene that we're watching right now, I actually was smoking. So when I came out of the audition, he's like, "Hey man, can I have a smoke?" I was like, "Well, here, you take the whole pack. I'm not gonna use them." Anyways, yeah, it was. I was actually gonna quit acting. I was gonna get out of it, and then my agent said, "Hey, well, I know you're not really doing much auditioning anymore, but there's this pilot out for a TV show called Heartland." I was like, "What's a pilot?" And she's like, "Well, it's a kind of a test thing to see if the show's gonna work." I said, "Oh, okay, I'll do one more." And I did one more. And here I am, 8 years later.
8 seasons later, and on it goes. I mean, and how long do you think it's going to go?
Who knows? Everybody has their predictions, and you know, like I was saying the other day, that it's kind of like you think your poker hand's going to win, but you really don't know. There's just so many factors at play. We think we're going to keep going. We really enjoy making the show, and people are still watching the show, so we hope it continues as long as we can, and keep telling good stories.
Well, Canadians continue to love it, and congratulations on your success, the show's continued success, and it's really nice having you guys close by.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, catch Heartland this weekend. More information, breakfasttelevision.ca.